Greetings. This is General CJG here, coming to you with, well, a reaction that we didn't expect to do because we didn't expect the trailer for this so soon, and also because it could be misleading marketing 101, at least in the sense of its name. And you'll see why, because, yeah. So, first, before I say what it is, joining me here, I got...
Salutations, mortals. Here's the return of the Shadow King, King Nazaru. Did you miss me? I certainly didn't miss you, mortals.
And?
Jedi Knight Luke, how are we all? And just before we begin this, I've actually already seen this, so I'm not going to say anything for the sake of General and King.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I've already seen it myself, but, whatever.
Okay, then I guess I'm the only one that hasn't seen it. Okay, well, fine. I guess you'll hear my genuine reaction on this one. Whereas the others, well, they can still say their own thoughts while it's going. So, yeah. Anyway, so without further ado, let's get on with the trailer. Ready?
Ready?
I'm ready when you are.
Okay. So, 3, 2, 1, go.
Everywhere there is life, but you must face death.
Oh, that's from...
Honor.
At my funeral, are you kidding me?
Do not fear it.
Yeah. Wait a minute, is this supposed to be the... Is this...
Jedi. Ahsoka is
Oh.
Jedi.
Oh.
The best way I can protect you is to teach you how to protect yourself.
Master Dooku.
I want to bring peace and order to the galaxy.
Why does that sound so much like a snake?
Master, stop!
It is the only way you will truly have victory.
My Padawan.
Again.
Again.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of enjoying seeing the Ahsoka fail. It's been a while.
Stand down.
I'm tired of fighting.
I've been warning them about the coming darkness.
Let's hope all that training pays off.
And who might you be?
Oh, yeah, of course you have to put the square just to make it more fun that it's the same title as the Jedi.
What an absolute farce.
Yeah.
I already posted my comment.
That's something. Okay, so yeah, that's the trailer. So, Luke, you can go ahead and say your thoughts.
On the one hand, we're getting more TCW stuff, which, as a TCW fan, is cool to see, and it looks like we are getting context behind certain things. But even as someone who is more familiar with TCW than pretty much anything from the EU, at least at this point, even taking that into account, I don't approve of using the Tales of the Jedi name for the show itself, and there are certain things that just visually look off to me, and I'm sure that you guys can guess where I'm going with some of those things. But I am morbidly curious to see where this goes.
Yeah. I'm gonna say this. I thought this was going to be about. We do get Dooku's past, but Ahsoka, we hardly get it. What we're getting more is basically we do get some glimpse of Ahsoka's past when she was like a baby and a kid, but it seems like we see way more when she's training with Anakin, which. I mean, shouldn't that be TCW, Sarah? I thought it was going to be the past before before the Clone Wars. I didn't think it would be at the same time as the Clone Wars era. Like, I thought it was going to be much earlier. What do you guys think?
Like, did we even need to see Ahsoka's past before her becoming a Jedi? It seems pretty unnecessary.
To be honest, I don't know. What do you think, Luke? Was it needed or not?
I mean, on the one hand, it's interesting to see, well, if you're a fan of TCW, but at the same time, how deep with Ahsoka's past, pre-joining the Jedi Order can you go? You can't do very much.
I mean, this is only like a few episodes long, so it's not really going to get much in depth.
Yeah, exactly. As I say, on the one hand, it's interesting to see if you're a TCW fan, but pre-joining the Order, how deep into Ahsoka's past can you go? You can't really do much of anything pre-TCW era.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think we should talk about the elephant in the room right now.
Oh.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Alright, so, you've been following us for a long time. We've already did a podcast on Tales of the Jedi, the original one from the EU, and this is basically just Tales of the Jedi name only. The original Tales of the Jedi took place in the Old Republic era, several thousand years before the movies came out, and it focused on characters like Ula Keldroma, Nomi Sunrider, Frida Nad, Exar Kun, and many others. Mm-hmm. It had virtually nothing to do with the prequel era, except for building up the Sith Order and establishing some sense of the Rule of Two and what their legacy was. But other than that, not much with the prequel era.
Yeah, especially because it was 4,000 years before even the prequel trilogy, or almost 4,000 years. So, yeah, and this is taking place at the prequel trilogy era before and actually during it, all of it, and during the Clone Wars, which, yeah, this is it does make me question, Dooku's past. That probably would be the more interesting one, because Ahsoka, I don't think I find much interest in seeing her backstory, to be honest. Dooku, I can see it. Ahsoka, not so much. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I would agree. You don't need to know much more about Ahsoka, because, we've already gotten so much about her from TCW, Rebels,
Mandalorian.
Yeah, Mandalorian. I think she even has a solo book now. If people have gotten to that, but for the sake of argument, if people don't read, then at least they have the other material. I think we got a pretty much good grasp on Ahsoka's character. Now for Dooku, this is another chance to do his back. We've already seen his backstory in the EU, but this is another opportunity to do it in Disney canon and explore how he came to be the man that he is in the movies, and explore his sense of morality. Well, we can come to understand why he joined the Sith.
Yeah, indeed. So, yeah. Shall we go piece by piece with this trailer, guys?
If you guys want to.
Okay, so the beginning, it starts with somebody called Pavti just saying stuff about everywhere there is life, but you must also face death. And yeah, and we see a planet there. Then we see people mourning. Apparently, it's Padme's funeral, which, yeah, that's interesting. It does make me wonder, so this TV series is going to take place not before episode 1 and after episode 1? After episode 3, actually? Which...
There's going to be a lot of time jumping, it seems.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you guys think it will be a good thing or a bad thing?
That depends on execution, because I've seen some places where it works and places where it doesn't. And when it doesn't, it really doesn't.
Okay. Well, then I guess there is that. And Then after Padme's funeral, we see the tree. Isn't that the same tree that was in TCW season 5? Luke.
Do you mean season 6, maybe? The final, the
yeah.
final shot of season 6.
Yeah, 5 or 6. The tree that was in the Jedi Temple.
Could be. I'm honestly not too sure because the angle that this shot comes from is very different. So I'm not too sure if that is meant to be the same tree or not.
Yeah, could be different. Who knows? So yeah.
But I do wonder, now that you bring it up, I do wonder exactly why Dooku is there.
It makes you want. Who knows? Maybe he's just reflecting on what's the current state of the Jedi Order or something. You know, planting the seeds for him leaving the Jedi Order. Because keep in mind, there's no Battle of Caladran here, so we're not gonna see that here. So yeah, indeed. Then we see a tiger. Pretty much Ahsoka facing some sort of a tiger animal or something. So yeah, and she's like befriending it seems, and then we see Ahsoka's tribe pretty much calling Ahsoka a Jedi, which I mean yeah, she's force sensitive, but a Jedi? I mean, shouldn't you train first, or at least have a lightsaber or something to be identified as a Jedi? I don't think it can be identified as a Jedi so early on.
I think what she meant was like she's like destined to be a Jedi because she's force sensitive. That's the kind of the expectation they have for her. They're not saying she's actually a Jedi at this moment.
It could be that, but the way she says it, Jedi. Ahsoka is Jedi. That's just. I could have worded it better, but yeah, look.
That could just be, first off, in regards to the exact sentence, Jedi, Ahsoka is Jedi. A lot of people from foreign cultures don't, in a lot of cases, well, in some cases, don't have the most fluent English, so that could just be down to phrasing more than anything else. And the other thing as well is that because the Jedi have such a wide presence within, or are so well known within the common folk, if you want to call them that. If they see any sign of force sensitivity, it's likely they will instantly associate that as potential to become a Jedi.
Yeah. Indeed. So there is that. Then we get Ahsoka training to deflect blasters. Stun blaster set to stun, which yeah, I mean, cool, but again, I mean, it builds some context of how she was training with Anakin, but to be honest, was that really needed? Like, was it really?
Most of Ahsoka's development as a combatant in TCW took place on the battlefield. There wasn't very much training within the context of the sparring arena. Like, there wasn't any, or at least there wasn't very much, if you will, structured training, if any, shown off in TCW. So on the one hand, again, it is interesting to see, but how necessary is it, really, in the grand scheme of things? That's up for debate.
It also makes you wonder, why wasn't this added in the Ahsoka TV show instead of here? Don't you think?
And also, this is a extremely... this might be a bit of a... Oh no, maybe it's a different outfit. I was going to say, because you notice how Ahsoka has the bands around her arms during this sequence. that's more along the lines of her season 3, her updated look from mid-season 3 of TCW onwards. And I'm looking at that in contrast with Anakin, who you can see is still wearing the Jedi tunic battle armor hybrid outfit from the early stages of TCW. So I initially thought there was a continuity error here, but now I'm sort of thinking, could this be a different outfit that Ahsoka's wearing altogether?
It could be a different outfit, yeah. Especially since, yeah, could be different. Who knows? So yeah, then we get, of course, a ship flying through to a planet, and then we see Qui-Gon and Dooku in their young selves, pretty much appearing in some sort of place, a cantina, it looks like. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. And then we see more Ahsoka more training under Anakin, and so there is that. And then we see Dooku saying that he wants to bring peace and order. Ooh. So could this show pretty much be putting the seeds of his eventual downfall and turn to the Sith? What's up, Luke?
I'm looking at the shot that follows this, which is guns being trained on Dooku and Qui-Gon, and they're backing some villagers by the look of it. And I get this is Dooku and Qui-Gon when they're much younger, but those character models, at least in my opinion, do not look good.
And this is a TCW art style.
I know, but even taking that into account, it doesn't... And I get this is only a trailer, but still, it doesn't look anywhere near the same fidelity to me as the existing TCW material.
I mean, it's not terrible. I mean, we do, because the TCW art style for the CGI models was rather impressive, and did influence a lot of things, like such as the this one CGI show that was basically using the same 3D model style to retell events from the Bible, such as the Rebellion of Lucifer, Genesis, the Book of Job, and the Book of Revelations, so, and among other things. Though we did see a bit of a quality drip in things like Rebels, because when you look at Rebels, the models don't look that well polished. And then when you go back to TCW Season 7, regardless of what you think about some of the writing, you can't deny that the characters did look pretty good.
Yeah, I always saw Rebels looking less visually less polished compared to TCW. Bad Batch, that looks better than Rebels, does it look?
Bad Batch is basically a sequel / spin-off of TCW. Like, it pretty much keeps the TCW Season 7 animation quality verbatim, so...
Then it looks good. Yep.
But the other thing as well, and be honest here, guys, when you look at the models of Dooku and Qui-Gon, if you didn't know, like, if the subtitles weren't there, and if you ignore their outfits for a second and just look at their faces, would you be able to tell, without that little bit of subtitle aid, that we are looking at Dooku and Qui-Gon here?
Qui-Gon, not that much. Dooku, kinda, but again, it's mostly the outfit and the lightsaber what's saying that is Dooku. So.
Yeah, I meant with the facial likenesses, because neither of them look like their live-action counterparts at all to me here.
I'd probably still be able to tell that was Dooku. I mean, I'd probably still need the lightsaber, but I see his mannerisms and a little bit of his facial features would kind of give off that this was still Dooku. Qui-Gon Jinn, no, they didn't say that, I wouldn't know who that was.
Yeah. Speaking of, did you guys Did you guys hear his voice? He kind of sounded like Alan Rickman.
I was gonna sort of lead into that because you mentioned it when we were actually just watching the trailer.
I think that's Corey Burton trying to sound like a younger Christopher Lee, and because that's the voice he uses for Christopher Lee. He uses the voices that he uses for Count. That's the voice he uses for Count Dooku, and also the voice he uses for Zeus in the God of War games. And it sounds even more like Alan Rickman.
Yeah, he sounds way more like Alan Rickman. And if you notice because that didn't sound like young Christopher Lee. If you've seen some of Christopher Lee's movies where he's been younger, the one that comes to my mind is 007, The Man with the Golden Gun. He's like...
Or the Dracula movies.
Oh, what's that?
Or the Dracula movies.
Yeah, those two. Yeah, he sounds almost the same as when he's old. As in, sure, the voice sounds a bit younger, but he still sounds like accent and tone of voice sounds the same. So there's not much difference. So the fact that this Dooku sounds a lot like Alan Rickman just makes me like just makes me question why. What do you guys think?
I don't think it's quite how I would have pictured or how I would have imagined the voice of a young Dooku in my head. I mean, I know... Is this show going to be the first time that we get a depiction of Dooku's backstory in visual media?
It seems like it, yeah.
So there was nothing in the EU that visually depicted his backstory, no?
No.
I think there was like a comic that showed a younger Count Dooku when he was under the tutelage of Master Yoda.
It was.
But I've never read that comic.
Okay, so the sources that depicted the backstory of Count Dooku are basically Jango Fett Open Seasons. That's one, and the other one, the other source would be Yoda Dark Rendezvous. That's a novel. So those are the two that depict the most in regards to Dooku's past. I don't remember if Star Wars Jedi Yoda or Jedi Count Dooku didn't show his past. Jedi Yoda, I don't think so either. So the only two sources that come to my mind in the EU are Jango Fett Open Seasons and Yoda Dark Rendezvous. Those are the ones that do go in detail with Dooku's past.
So this is the first, shall we say, easily accessible depiction of Dooku's backstory because of it being visual media.
Yeah.
And of course, because of the new canon being what it is, there are changes and omissions that had to be made. I mean, as you mentioned previously, General, the Battle of, how did you say it, Galadron is being ignored, or will be, chances are.
The Battle of Galadron, yeah. So that's out of the picture, which that also means that we're not gonna get Jango Fett adopted by Mandalorians, or how it went in Jango Fett Open Seasons. Basically, we're not getting that, so we're gonna get something different. So there is that. Next, we see young Mace Windu with young Count Dooku for a brief second, showing the lightsabers. Mace Windu. Here's the thing. Mace Windu already has his purple lightsaber, except that he actually, in the Phantom Menace, at the time of that, he actually has a blue lightsaber. So he went from purple to blue to purple again. How does that happen?
I can't really tell the difference between this Mace Windu and the Mace Windu that's older in the prequel era. He looks exactly the same.
He does look slightly younger, but the real reason I know it's before is because because we see young Count Dooku there, and he doesn't even look old enough to be a Sith at the point. Because in episode time of episode 2, he's like what, 70 to 80 something years, and in here he doesn't even have any sort of gray hair. So it must have been years before episode 1.
I think Dooku in Attack of the Clones had just entered his early 80s, maybe? He's somewhere in his early to mid 80s by the time of episode 3. and the time gap between episodes 2 and 3 is only 3 years. So
Okay, so I just searched for it, look, and he actually is in the he's it says he was born in 102 BBY. Attack of the Clones is 22 BBY, so he is literally 80 years. Yeah, so
Yeah.
so episode 1 is 10 years before, so yeah, he should have had some gray hair by that time. So yeah, this is literally pre-episode 1 stuff, which makes me wonder why is Mace Windu having his purple lightsaber right now. Even has the same hilt as it has the same hilt as his episode 2 and 3. If you notice, look, 052.
yeah,
It's the same.
Yeah,
so
I've got that shot. I'm literally looking at that exact shot now. There's not much. You guys say that you can tell a difference between how Mace looks here versus
very slightly.
TCW Season 7, but I can't see any difference. It looks like the exact same model to me.
Yeah, it looks slightly. I think slightly more defined as Samuel L. Jackson. So there's that. But yeah, so yeah, we already got a continuity error. If you see in the Phantom Menace at the very end, you see Mace Windu actually has a different lightsaber, and it is confirmed that the lightsaber is blue. Now in the EU it was blue. It was that same lightsaber. I don't know if in the same as in the Star Wars, but the model was different. So the design of the lightsaber was different.
Knowing Disney, they might try to re-edit it that Mace Windu will always had a purple lightsaber.
Given that the movies are still the core of the canon for both Legends and current canon, Mace, that does technically mean Mace having his apparent blue saber from TPM would still be considered canon.
So according to Wikipedia, as I just found, that he built 2 lightsabers and both were purple. But really, because but wait, if he actually built 2 lightsabers, then I guess the design of the first lightsaber, the one we see here, it looks almost identical to his design of episode 2 lightsaber. But if that's the case, then what about the design of the episode 1? That looks very different compared to both designs. So yeah, even if it was colored purple, the design still doesn't match up. So yeah, we still get a continuity problem regardless. That stinks. So yeah. Anyway, so moving on to the next image, we see Ahsoka still training with the clones because we really need to see that. Seriously, that could have been the Ahsoka TV show. Seriously, and then we see Dooku fighting some droids, which very interesting. Dooku and Mace Windu fighting the droids. Okay, pretty fascinating stuff. They're also fighting They're fighting some soldiers, telling them to stand down. Dooku, then we see him grieving for something. I assume probably the loss of the battle or somebody. So there's that. Then we see a young Bail Organa. Okay. So that was something. I mean, I guess Bail is like, how old was he by the time of episode 2? We actually don't get a birth date in Disney Star Wars. We do get it on the EU, 67 BY, but in Disney Star Wars we don't have it, so okay. So that's something. So yeah, then we see Ahsoka. She seems to be more. So it seems that Ahsoka was mourning the death of Padme secretly, because that's what it seems like in the next scene.
Seriously? They're pulling the TCW Season 7 fused with Episode 3 crap again. Seriously?
It seems. Yeah, look at 11. Look at 11.
It seems like this that is reason why George Lucas said it was better off that Ahsoka died before Episode 3.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Ahsoka is a big part of this series, but so I guess I should have expected it, but it still annoys me, and in that sense you can tell this is a Dave Filoni production.
Yeah.
or at least that he's very heavily involved with it.
Well, this show says that it was made from the creators of Bad Batch, so yeah. Oh, and the creators of the Clone Wars, so yeah, it's Dave Filoni.
Let me put it this way: with pulling the TCW season 7 meets episode 3 thing again, I am not amused.
Yeah. Then we see Ahsoka saying that she's tired of fighting, but we cut to her training with Anakin again. Then we see her and Anakin talk, and then Obi-Wan. wait a minute.
Oh my god! Seriously?
Are you seeing what I'm seeing at 116? Look.
I literally just noticed this now. Look. Wait. No, wait, what? Oh my gosh, wait. So, Obi-Wan has got his episode 2 style mullet going on, and if you look very, very closely, it looks like he's missing his beard. For some reason. What the living crap is going on here?
I do see the beard actually. He does have it, but it's just that it doesn't look too defined. The real issue I have here is like, wait, he has his TCW outfit, but in there he has episode 3 look, his hair and facial look. But wait, TCW takes place like almost immediately after the end of episode 2. So when did this happen? When did this shit happen? When did he get that outfit before cutting his hair? Like, what the fuck? You tell me, Luke, you're the TCW expert. You should know that TCW happens immediately after episode 2.
Yes, I am aware of that, and I can tell you with the utmost confidence that, well, I don't recall Obi-Wan's hair looking like the episode 2 mullet in the Clone Wars movie. Like, what the and I would assume that that Ahsoka's half of this show takes place not long after the TCW movie. So how could they have screwed this up? Seriously, how could they have screwed that up?
Look, it's just 2 simple words to explain this. Dave Filoni.
This is... Oh, seriously, even as a TCW fan, this is really starting to peeve me off. these little things. You know, TCW Season 7 has already meddled with TCW, I suppose, meddled with the integrity of the films from the get-go, really. But it was Season 7 that made that clear as day, and now they're continuing that trend of meddling again with this. What the living?
Yep.
Leave the movies alone, for goodness sake.
When has Filoni done that?
Pretty much never.
There you go. Do you think he would at the very least try to stay consistent with his own continuity, as in his own shows, especially TCW? But no, even that he wants to change for some godforsaken reason.
And actually, I want to just mention something in general. Did you see the Star Wars Celebration stream that occurred for the 2019 Clone Wars panel back when we were still waiting for Season 7 of TCW?
If I saw it, it was a long time ago. I don't remember. Memory's fuzzy.
It was a panel hosted by Warwick Davis, and it had Dave Filoni, Ashley Eckstein, Matt Lanter, James Arnold Taylor, Tom Kane, etc., etc. And at that panel, the Celebration 2019 Clone Wars Season 7 panel, Dave Filoni, and I'm quoting this little thing of his pretty much word for word, he said regarding the Clone Wars, it's between episode 2 and 3, and I have to adhere to a lot of continuity between those things. Yeah, those are exact words from the man, I'm not lying. And he's certainly not done a very respectful job of that.
I mean, the guy has lied before when it comes to stuff he says. I mean, he claimed that his Darth Maul design was original, when in reality it wasn't. It already existed in old wounds. So there's that too. The guy has lied before, so this him lying is nothing new. So what's new is that he wants to trample even his own fucking continuity of his shows. So I guess he really doesn't give a shit about continuity. Like, he really doesn't give a shit.
I hope this is just a an imperfection from it being a trailer, but I really don't think it is.
No, we're seeing full scenes of animation. We're seeing Obi-Wan from Mullet in his TCW outfit. So that by default is gonna happen right after episode 2. There is no way in fucking hell that it can happen before episode 2 or even after episode 2. Like, that already is a fuck up by itself. And let's also not forget Mace Windu, his lightsaber apparently being purple even though it should have been blue. And even if it wasn't blue, the hilt should at least resemble the one of episode 1, but it doesn't. So it's already pretty clear that continuity is just literally not really a priority here. Like, this is just a Filoni doing whatever the fuck he wants again, because of course he is. So this really stinks.
And I mean, I know George, as in George Lucas, is long out of the picture, but if this doesn't wake up some of the extreme TCW defenders who say that George approved of everything Dave Filoni did, I don't know what does.
Yeah, indeed. And by the way, I just checked. Yeah, Dave Filoni is the creator and the writer for this series. So yeah, he has the full reins on this one.
No, this just isn't funny anymore. Seriously, all this meddling with continuity is just not funny.
It's a bit funny to me, but it's because it's Star Wars. So yeah, I'll mention something regarding the TV show. This TV show, which will definitely raise eyebrows, and you'll see why when I say it. But let's just wrap this up. What we see here. So we see the Jedi honoring somebody. Don't know who. So yeah. Then we see Anakin in his episode 3 outfit for a split second. Okay, yeah. We know this is gonna take from episode 1 all the way to episode 3, so there's that. Then we see an Inquisitor with the same double-bladed lightsaber that the fucking Grand Inquisitor uses in Rebels. Okay. By the way, his mask, he looks like something out of I don't know, some other freaking universe or something. That looks weird. And Captain Rex is here with his phase 2 armor. Okay. So yeah, then we see their Dooku. The Inquisitor is fighting a Jedi. Then we see some blasters. Like, we don't really see much honestly at this point. Then we get a final shot at Ahsoka, and we see the title that says Tales of the Jedi, streaming on October 26th. So yeah, what was left was not really much other than Grand Inquisitor. So yeah, what do you think of this, Luke?
This is literally just a massive, mind-bending roller coaster. I can't believe I'm saying this of all things about a trailer for upcoming Star Wars media, but I'm honestly struggling to make sense of some of this stuff.
Yeah, and you want even more woes? This TV series is only gonna be 6 episodes.
Oh, so they're pulling the Kenobi show treatment with this in terms of how many episodes?
Yeah, only 6, and we already saw how it went with that show.
Well, considering how much they botched that, my faith in it is practically non-existent.
Yeah, and this was fully created and written by Dave Filoni. So Dave Filoni has his entire hands on this entire TV show, way more so than any of the previous ones. So, yeah, thoughts on that, King?
Well, like I said, I don't have faith in it. Just the same way Frank Turk didn't have enough faith to be an atheist.
Okay, there's that indeed. So yeah, well, that was a trailer. So guys, final thoughts on this one?
I feel like it's gonna go a lot with a good chunk of Disney canon stuff. If you're just like a casual Star Wars fan or a normie, you might get enjoyment out of. But if you're like really in depth with Star Wars and you have a deep knowledge of the expanded universe, this is going to rub you off the wrong way.
Yep. Indeed. Luke?
Remember when we did that reaction to the Kenobi show trailer, General? Before the first episode of that came out, and I said I was cautiously optimistic.
Yeah.
I am almost... I'm almost in the don't want to bother with this. I am almost in that zone with this, if I'm being completely honest with you. A part of me wants to see it, simply because it's obviously in some way TCW related, and of course we're seeing stuff that we, to a degree, haven't seen before. But unlike the Kenobi show trailer, where I was cautiously optimistic about it, this has rubbed me off the wrong way from the get-go, and I'm expecting this to suck.
Well, that's certainly something. Yeah. And as for me, well, yeah, this... Yeah, considering that this is a Filoni, I just see it for entertainment, to be honest, not really for continuity. And to be honest, the fact that it's that only 6 episodes, written and directed by, well, it's fully written by Dave Filoni. It supposedly has different directors, but that's not gonna matter much, to be honest. So, yeah, this seems like it's gonna be this could be a train wreck. Like, it could be a train wreck as far as I know. So
It's really going to depend on who has more power in this one. Because I imagine this is going to be like the Teenage Mutant the Teenage Mutant Hulk Turtle movies from 2014 to 2016, where they had a different director, but Michael Bay was the producer. But they felt more like Michael Bay movies because they have this very style of filmmaking, so you could tell this was still Michael Bay films. I imagine it's going to go the same way, and it's going to be Dave Filoni stuff.
well, it says that the show was created and written by Dave Filoni, and he's an executive producer. So, no, I think Dave Filoni is the one that's gonna be in charge for all this shit. So he's gonna have final say on how it goes, regardless of how the directors do it.
I think the more interesting thing is to see if he actually contradicts his previous works. I mean, because like I've said many times, Dave Filoni is like the Toyotaro of Star Wars and vice versa. Where they make new content and they ultimately end up contradicting themselves.
Oh, we already saw that in this trailer. He already put Obi-Wan with his TCW outfit, but with the Episode 2 mullet, which makes no sense because TCW starts immediately after Episode 2. So, and he already has Episode 3 hairstyle and the TCW outfit in there. So how did he get his how did he get his mullet? Or how did he lose it, more like it? Like, that makes no sense. So we're already seeing contradictions of this with TCW. So, yeah, I think we already got it confirmed, King. So, yeah.
Any other final thoughts?
Well, I say we'll see how this goes, but yeah, obviously Luke is gonna be there to react to it with me because this is gonna be fun. So yeah, we'll see who else will be there. So yeah, but that's pretty much it for here. So yeah, this has been the first reaction video. I'll get the second one out later. So yeah, see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.
Farewell, mortals.
May the force be with you guys.